Hey gorgeous ladies, how are you today? I hope you're well. If you're joining in on this live, please give me a heart or a like. I love to know when you're joining me live because that's always exciting. I just wanted to jump on here tonight, and I was listening to some motivation before, and was just thinking about you guys and thinking how I can support you of where you're at right now. And also, it's like halfway through September, which is pretty crazy, is it not? So we've got 90 days to the rest of the year, ladies. 90 days, which is like pretty intense. So I just wanted to jump on here and ask you a question. Who do you need to be to get what you say you want? Now, so many of us have goals and desires and dreams, and that's why you keep hearing me talking about 90 days. What do you want? What do you want to achieve in 90 days? Because this year is going by quickly, is it not? But you can make the last 3 months of this year to be the best ever. This could be your life-changing quarter. This could be the month, the time. Oh my God, that is a really huge bee. Please go away. I've never seen a big bee like that. I've never been stung by a bee. Anyway, oh my gosh. Seems like it's safe. Okay. I'm literally just out here in my courtyard trying to enjoy the last of summer London. It's a bit overcast, but you know, I'm trying, hoping some rays will get to me. Anyway, back to the training. So who is it that you need to be to get what you want, to get what you say you want? And that's the difference. The difference is the action takers, right? So there are 3 things that I want to give you that are going to help you, right? You've got 3 months to make this year your year. You may have done nothing except sit on the sidelines and look at other people achieving things and gone, yeah, that's great for them. This could be your year. You could make this your year if you start taking action right now. So number one tip that's going to help you. So look at your role models, okay? We all have role models, and I actually, while I have like big role models, you know, like Tony Robbins and Lewis Howes and, you know, Michelle Obama, all these things, I find it easier to actually think about role models who I know and have interacted with, because what I do when I have difficult situations or when I'm building something or doing something I don't know what I'm doing, and when you're building a business, you're kind of like, this, I've never done this before. How do I work this out? I think, what would my mentor do? That is literally in my head. I've actually had clients say they think the same thing about me. But the point is, when you know someone who's been where you want to go, it's much easier to say, what would this person do? And based on their behaviors, their words, their actions, you can fill that blank in yourself. So that is a really good way when you're not sure of something or in a place in your life that you're not sure about and you're getting uncomfortable, to go, what would this person do? So, you know, who is it that you need to be to get what you say you want to get? And if that person is a role model that's in your life, great, model everything on them, copy the crap out of that, okay? You know, the truth is, there is no individual idea or strategy under the sun. It's all been copied or purchased or whatever from somebody else. So if there's someone who you want to be, start taking their behavior, start copying that. Look at who is it that you need to be in these next 3 months in order to get what you say you want, whether that's writing a book or starting a business or getting that first promotion, you know? So look at your manager, look at someone who you really admire in the workplace and think, how can I do what they did? And you just start noticing their behaviors and their patterns, like become an investigator. I know that's what I always did when I saw someone I liked. I observed behavior before I did anything, and then I copied it as much as I could without seeming weird. You know, that's, you can do it in your own authentic way. So that's number one. Look at, you know, find a role model who you can see up close and personal and ask, what would they do in this situation? Number 2, get uncomfortable. Everyone who you admire has gotten uncomfortable at some place in their life or career or business. It is the only way to start getting what you want, is to start getting uncomfortable. I can say this because 6 months ago, I don't think I'd ever done a Facebook Live. I used to think those people who did it had so much more confidence, and I was like, I don't want to talk about my personal stuff, but do you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to serve people. I wanted to motivate them and inspire them. Facebook Live allows me to do that on a more scale than me just working one-on-one with somebody. So what did I have to do? I had to get uncomfortable, and I did. If you look back at my first Facebook Lives, it's a little bit embarrassing, but you know what? I got uncomfortable. And then I kept doing it again and again. I repeated the action, and now it's easy. Now it's comfortable. You see me in lots of different settings, looking a lot better and worse, and you know what? That has helped me succeed. So that is just one small example, okay? But you do have to get uncomfortable. Who do you need to be How do you need to get uncomfortable in order to get what you say you want? And this is where I'm calling you to action here. What is it that you need to do? Is it having an uncomfortable conversation? Is it asking for something? Madonna always says, most of us don't have what we want in life because we never ask for it, and that is so true. Most of us think we already know the answer, and that has come up really clearly for me in the past week or so. As most of you know, I've, finally said goodbye to the 9-to-5, which is so liberating. I can't even tell you, but that's for another story. But the point is, I never even asked if I could go part-time. Never even asked because I didn't think it was possible. Shame on me. I should have asked a long time ago because they probably would have given it to me. But because I had assumed I had already answered the question before I'd asked it, I stayed in a lot of more stress than was necessary for me at that time. And we do that in so many different ways in your life. And just to be of service to you, I just want to be honest about these parts of my journey. I don't ever want to show you all the glamour. Like, it's fun doing what I'm doing, but there's also some hustle involved. There's some tired stuff involved. There's a lot of unglamorous parts involved. But that number 2 is you have to get uncomfortable. And I've had so many uncomfortable moments since started my business, but you know what? The more I did them, the more comfortable they became. And that's the same with you whenever it is you're trying to do over the next 90 days. Number 3, measure everything. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, when I first started my business, I wanted to, I had a plan, right? It is so much easier to measure our success that's not based on our feelings and what we're seeing at the time. So, if you want to run a marathon, you need to start by, having a running plan, having a training plan. It's the same with any other area of your life. So whether it's, how many people have you spoken to about your business this week? You want a promotion? Have you reached out to a mentor? You want a new job? Have you, started looking that up? How many jobs have you applied for this week? Something really simple where you can start measuring your activity. And I was looking back at the goals that I had at the beginning of the year, and it is much easier for me to go, yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I've done this, that, and that. I haven't done as great in this area, but you know what? I know what I can do to refine that next time. You make a plan and you stick to it, and I'll tell you what happens. People get overwhelmed, fearful, and doubtful. I say this from experience because, when I first did anything, like moving to London without a job, starting to work in TV, starting my own business, looking to start a blog, like trying to get my first client, whatever it freaking was, like I needed to have a plan that I would stick to, because no matter what your feelings are, if you do the actions, it's still impossible to fail. Like, it really is. Success is, I talk about mindset because it really is, but you can mindset everything, but without the action, it's not going to happen. So when you actually have a plan of every day I'm going to do, this, or I'm going to send an email to these people, every day I'm going to reach out to someone in that industry and see what happens, you will not fail if you stick to your plan. You will get a result. It may not be the exact result that you want, but something will shift. It's action and reaction. That's how the universe works. So make a plan, stick to it, screw your feelings, because your feelings will lie to you. They will deceive you. They will tell you you're not good enough. You'll make you start doubting yourself, feeling overwhelmed. You'll start comparinitis, which is like deadly, and you won't get to where you want to be. So that's why I say measure everything. We do everything in increments, and that's why most people can't stick to their 12-month New Year's resolution. It's not a resolution, it's a fantasy, because most people don't really want that, okay? And that's not really true. What I mean is, they don't have the tools to actually stick with something and make it measurable in a quick and meaningful way. So it's much easier to stick to a plan for 30 days than it is for 12 months. So that's number 3. Measure everything, whatever it is you're trying to improve on in your life, even in relationships. You can measure that. What could I have done better this week? How did we do this way? How did I respond differently this time? You can measure any part of your life in that way. Number 4, invest. Invest in yourself, in your career, in your relationships, in your business, in yourself. I can guarantee you, any person that you've seen that you admire in life has invested themselves along the way. In order to grow, you have to invest. Sometimes that's not always money, but it usually involves time or money. A lot of time, both, okay? So at the moment, I have got some action takers that I'm looking at working with. I only have 3 spots left this month that I'm taking to work one-on-one privately with me. If that's something that you'd be interested in, if you want to completely max out this year and make it the best 3 months ever, if you want to make 2017 your year and you haven't even started, things can happen very quickly when you get the right mentorship, when you invest in the right person, in the right training. Things can happen for you very quickly. If you are really interested in making these 3 months not just count, but make it the time that you decided to stand up for yourself, send me a message. Let's chat. I would love to speak to you and where you're at. Now, I'm not for everybody. My packages aren't for everybody. You know, I'm really interested in people who are willing to totally go for it, make no excuses, you know, have some tough love along the way, because I'm not sure what you're seeing right now. I can be nice, but I can be tough as well, because you have to be tough when you have a mission. I'm interested in working with people who want to change the world. And let me tell you how you change the world: by doing what you truly love to do. What I'm really seeing now for the first time is how tired I was from acting like I was okay with a life I wasn't. I was tired and stressed and pretending that the life I had was just good enough. Didn't mean I wasn't grateful, okay? But I knew there was something else I was meant to do. I just wasn't sure what that was. So what did I do? I finally invested in myself, and it has paid off in major dividends. If you're not ready to invest in yourself, that's okay. It just means that it's not a must for you. I'm interested in the people who it's a must for. You know, I've got a client who literally has pretty much started a business this week. Like, I've only had 1 session together and she's already doing incredible things. You know, these are the people I work with. These are people who are ready to go and do it, but this is what they know. They know they can't do it alone. I mean, you can try, but you probably would have already gotten there if you could. It makes perfect sense in any area of life that we're in to go and work with someone who's been there before and can show you the ropes and get you there quicker. So, to sum up, this training has all been about who do you need to be to get what you say you want. So number 1 is get a role model and ask, what would they do in this situation? What would they do to get what they want? What would they do, you know, in this area? Who would they contact? Who would they be? What would they say? Who would they sound like? What would they wear even to work or to an event? Number 2, you got to get uncomfortable. You have to do something you haven't done before. You know, it's that old saying goes, if you want to get something new, you got to do something that's never been done before. The stuff that made you successful before probably won't work in this new area. I'm not just guessing there. I know that. The things that made me successful in television won't exactly work in what I'm doing now. It doesn't mean it doesn't help and I don't bring those skills, but it requires a different part of me. It requires for me to come out in a way I've never come out before. I never had to do Facebook Lives when I was a publicist. I was behind the scenes girl. Do you know how challenging it has been for me to get in front of this camera and talk to you and get personal and unlayer myself to where I'm like, I don't want them to see horrible Rachel. I don't want them to see mean Rachel. I don't want them to judge me. I've had to let go of a lot of that, okay? But I did that because my purpose is bigger than my fear. So that was number 2, getting comfortable. Number 3, measure everything. If you do not have a plan, you will not get the results. It's that simple. So you got to make a plan, you got to stick with it and forget about your feelings. And number 4, invest. Invest in your dreams, invest in you. There is no one day. Do you not get that? You only have today. So what are you going to do with it? What are you going to commit to making your life as awesome as you know it can be, as awesome as you are? If you are ready to be a game changer, if you are ready to do what it takes, if you are ready to be who you need to be to get what you say you want, send me a message. I would love to speak with you and hear what you want, what your passions are, what your dreams are, what you're ready to do to commit to your awesomeness. So that's it from me. Have a wonderful night. If you've liked any of the things I've said before, comment below. It's always fun to see. And send me a message if you want to chat more. That's it. Much love. Bye.